Yo. Let's get that like button. Yo, smash that like button, smash that like button, smash that like button. Lamont Grant in the building, salute. Heart and Finish Kennels in the building, salute. Musician in the building, salute. Hey, man, I think we got a good one today. Mythbusters. You know how these Mythbusters can get. You know? Oh. Early in the morning. Let's get this one up here, man. Hit the post office yesterday, so y'all should have some action coming real soon your way. Coming your way. We're getting it in, man. Mythbusters. It's that type of day. It's a Wednesday. I guess this is hump day. Frisco. Frisco back on the chopping block. It's a little continuation. Got a little bit more to the puzzle to add. And since this is historical, we're definitely going to try to get some of these players to come in for interviews and, you know, kind of give what they know. You dig? If we're lucky. If we're lucky. It's always been a myth. I heard it coming up in the game. You know, I couldn't be more than 16, 17 years old when I heard it. You know, a lot of dog men keep a lot of secrets, man. You got to understand, some dog men, you know, if it's a secret between two guys or one guy, you know, it ain't going to be getting out there, man. It ain't going to be getting out there. If that's the case, you got some dudes that will go to bat with you for financial gain. And then when things turn sour, you know, they're going to let all them skeletons out. So sometimes skeletons come out. And I think this is this situation here. You guys smash that like button. We getting it going, man. We got about another 4 days. We'll be back on the what the heliante. And it's a lot of issues in the world that we need to be covering right now. I think that's gonna be great. But it's good to be back over here with another episode of Mythbusters. First off, I want to get because Fat Bill put out some interesting news that, you know, on the last one, you know, think it was an old video when he first started getting into the fold. You know, I don't even know if he was 1,000 subs in at that time when that video came out. You know, he might have been 300-400 subs in. You know, a lot of times when you only got a little bit of subs, you know, some of that be your best content, man. Some of that be your most truthful content right there. So we got to take that into account. And this is a way to, I mean, you got to troubleshoot things when it comes to the APBT. You got to troubleshoot things. So let me see. I got some audio. I got some of this audio. I got some more audio to add to this that we already heard for some of y'all that already heard it. But this is Fat Bill on Frisco. Somebody just asked him in the chat, you know, what's up with Frisco and, you know, whatnot. And he answered the question. We'll be able to pick things from both stories. This was 2 different accounts about one animal. Okay. That's what we're talking about right now. So let me get Fat Bill in this little 4-minute clip, educational purposes. Occasionally I might tap in just to, you know, tap the frequencies. Make sure the AI bugs ain't on me, right? The AI police, right? Let's get it.
Jason Dostin with the super chat. Hey, yeah, man, I did see Frisco rolled. Yep, I sure did. Seen him rolled on Lever Red Jr. And he looked good. He looked real good. He bit hard, scratched hard. He looked good. He sure did. Oh, sure, man. Yeah, I seen Frisco rolled. I seen him rolled in the building that Garner lives in. Sure. Yeah, I owned Lever Red Jr. when he was rolled on him. I was schooling that dog out. We were schooling out Lever Red Jr., went down there, and Vinny was visiting Garner at the time. And it was me and Vince and Tom. And there was somebody else there. I forgot who it was. And we went in the building and put him down. And Frisco, man, he bit a chunk out of my dog's shoulder. And we stopped it, broke him up. Shoulder. He just went straight in the shoulder. And we broke him up. And we scratched both dogs once each, and that was it, man. We stopped it, and it was just too much. It was he was biting way too hard. Oh, we didn't go long enough to say was somebody an athlete or was somebody this or that or anything, man. He just bit really hard, you know. Only thing you can really say from it is that he could bite.
Okay.
Oh, man, all kinds of rumors. I hear rumors that Two Eyes quit, you know? I hear rumors that Two Eyes quit. I mean, you hear rumors about all these dogs quitting, and you can't. Look, man, ain't nobody going to use a damn cur dog as their fucking, well, how did me and Tom fall out? Well, I mean, we never were on great terms. I mean, we never were on great terms. I always fucked with him all the time and picked on him and messed with him and shit. And you know, so we never were on great terms, but our falling out happened when he testified against me. He testified against me for 2.5 hours in the federal grand jury, man. We're not friends anymore. So he can come up for all the reasons he wants why we're not friends, but that's it. Which I wasn't really friends with him to begin with, you know. I mean, once I got done with breeding to them dogs, I didn't really hang out with him that much. He's an asshole. No. No. Mm-mm. I hadn't even stepped forward since, like, you can't find a picture of me on his yard since 1994. But Frisco was a good dog, in my opinion, man. You know, I liked him. He just was real shy. You know, the problem with Frisco is he was just super shy. And couldn't work him.
Hmm. Okay. Smash the like button when y'all come in. Helps the algorithm the most. Did Frisco stop or what? Right. There was another video I need. I need the clip from it. Fat Bill said he only saw 5 minutes out of Frisco, man. From what you described, you know, you said, yeah, he's a good dog. I like him, but he was skittish. Then there was a part in there where you said somebody would make that cur dog there. I thought you were going to say their main stud, and you said, well. That ain't looking too good, man. It ain't looking too good. You block out. Hold up. You block out. I got another joint. This is Vince Romero. And you know, we could kind of listen to this one. This is going after the chainsaw guy that wrote that okay. I got a lot of phones going on, y'all. It is the morning time, man. Good morning, everybody. Wake and bake. Wake and bake. If you ain't rolled up, roll up. Okay. So I listen to these things, and then some dudes take shit to the grave, bro. You got to understand that with these dogs. Everything what you hear, and you know, it's probably not going to be exactly that. Like, we got to really understand that. And the dogs, yeah, you had your people that honestly never thought about the money side of it, but there's a lot of dudes that did, and they were real savvy about the way they moved and concealed their intent. Right. So I guess all we could do is listen to what he has to say in all fairness and just kind of dissect it. But
Bunny Hunter took best in show. He was 17 months. A China girl, me brother. He took best in show up in Oregon. So on my way back to California, I go, man, I need to breed their sister. And the more I thought about it, I decided to bring her back to her father, Chinaman. I sent China girl to Tom Garner. He stuck it to China and sent it back to me, and those pups were born. There's only 2 males out of that litter, and about 4 females, I believe. And 1 male was black, and 1 was buckskin. So Rough Greenwood, my buddy, called me up. He knew about that litter pups. He goes, if you want to, I give you put an ad on the Gazette for free. So he gave me a whole page for free. With as soon as that Gazette come out, within 2 days, I had to change my phone number. My phone was ringing day and night. So if I had 100 pups, I could have sold 200. So I only sold 3 out of that litter. I keep the rest. Terry Lejeune came from Louisiana and bought Chinatown. And I keep Frisco. He wanted the black one, so I had to keep Frisco. Curtis Mayfield came and bought 2 females. When they were about 6 months, a bitch got up the chain and killed those 2 pups, or Curtis. Terry, he schooled the dog out, and he won 2 matches with him. On the second match, he went to a grand champion, and Chinatown had 2 broken legs. And people were bet 1,000 to 100 that he won't be able to complete a scratch. When Terry let him go, he went on. He pushed himself forward with his chest and his back leg, and then under he grabbed the dog belly and killed him. And he won his match. He was only bred 1 time, and he produced grand champion racks. People jumps out. It's got a lot of those dogs around. Anyway, Jim Freitas came over my house when those pups were about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and he wanted to raise one of those pups. I told him, go ahead and take this male, and if he turned out, we go half and a half. When the male was about a year old, he took him up in Oregon to ADBA show, and he tried to sell the dog. Well, Lenny Miller and Kelly Fee called me up about the dog. I just told them, just make sure nobody buy him. So Tuesday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I went over Freitas. I picked up the dog, Frisco, and I took her home. I believe I left $100, $200. I don't remember, on his porch in an envelope. And I raised the dog up. I sent him back to Oregon to Kelly Fee's house. We got together over there, and we roll him. Kelly already bumped him once with Terry, and they called me up. They told me the dog beat as hard as Chinaman did. I didn't believe him. You know how the story goes. I thought it was bullshit. So I went up to Oregon a few months later, and we all got together. There was a guy named Vince from Canada was there. Kelly Fee was there, a bunch of us. So I want to roll Frisco, and we would roll a bunch of dogs. And they go, oh, no, that dog bites too hard. We don't want nothing to do with him. And then there was a guy there, I forget his name now. He's the guy that lost into China Boy. Girly Crown China Boy. Later, he sold it to Gary Hammonds. The dog went 1 hour and 25, I believe, and was pick up game. So he said, I'd like to put that dog in Frisco. I still have him. I go, that's fine, bring him. Well, Frisco killed him in 7 minutes inside the pit. So I took the dog home. Next step, I want to roll him some more. I need to see some time out of him. I took him in Nevada, in Winnemucca, Nevada. A guy named Hant, Jim Hant, he had about 50 dogs. He brought a big, huge 52-pound dog. I believe he was the son of Jeep. And he went through him like maybe 6-7 minutes. The dog was completely out. He picked him up and dragged him out of the pit. So I had Liver Red with me on that time. It belonged to Tom Garner. He was sold to go to China. So I wanted to see Frisco time, so I put Liver Red in him. And at 22 minutes, Liver Red was in his way out. His tongue was blue, and his eyes were all red. So Lenny Miller, my corner man, my vet, my personal vet, he goes, if you don't pick him up now, I won't be able to save him. I sure did. We broke him up. And great Tavares, he's the one that handled Liver Red. And I believe, I don't remember. I think Mike, I don't remember. He handled Frisco. Well, he did, I don't remember. But anyway, he was able to save Liver Red. He was a good vet. Then I opened him up for match. And while he was open for match, Tom Garner gave me a call. He said, Chinaman's dead. So I decided to send Frisco to my friend Tom Garner. And thanks to Tom Garner, he made him a big ROM. And the rest is history. That's all I could tell you guys. If you guys believe it, fine. If you guys don't believe me, you're always going to be there. Believe always somebody that tells stories. Bullshit. If you're a true gentleman, true dog man, you should believe a dog man, not somebody that don't even own dogs or anything like that. The story that Chainsaw wrote, it's a bunch of bullshit. It was over by the peak because Bob Fritz, I talked to Bob Fritz to help Chainsaw to sell some peak, so they were making that peak. Chainsaw abused Bob, never gave him any money for 2 years, and Bob got tired of the company waiting for him, and he sold it to Tom Garner. That's how Tom Garner started his peak condition, or whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So Chainsaw, to get back on Bob, he wrote that Frisco quit. And then one day I went to his yard and I see China Doll, one of Frisco little mate. That way I had it. I gave it to a guy named Don Broad in Georgia. He bred it to Tater, and I had a female out of that. Somebody stole it from me. And her brother, he met a champion. And her brother, I believe, was named Sharkfish, something like that. And so when I see the bitch in the yard of Chainsaw, I go, hey, I remember this bitch. Again. Don't tell nobody, That fucking damn brat, he screwed my buddy Vinny Gunn. So me and him went over there. We got all those dogs loose, and we stole this bitch and another dog.
It just stopped. It just stopped right there, man. It just stopped. Okay.
And
It just stopped. You know? Hey, look. That's why these are the Mythbusters. We want to know. There was some things in there, honestly, was very compelling. And then there was some things in there that was like you were trying to add a bunch of shit to a story that you planned on telling. You know, some's telling me that this is not like let's just say we were just chopping it up for an hour, and then this is just a little 8 minutes that we were talking about Frisco, right? It didn't give me that feel. It felt like, because it was really detail orientated, and there was a lot of punchlines in there that led to alleged gameness, you know, with other dogs and different things around that umbrella, Chinamen, different things coming down off of that, littermate sisters, litters that were bred heavy. The fact that if he was supposed to be a good dog and then you just gave him to Garner, yeah, that's what friends do. That's what good friends do. But good friends also eat with each other too. You know, what if Garner, and this is just Mythbusters, y'all. You know, this is just Mythbusters, right? We're not saying nothing. We're not saying nothing right now. It's just Mythbusters. But what if, because the financial peak of it, because I've seen dudes lie for less. We'll just put it like that, you know, just like, okay, you know, this dog, we're about to send him over here. He's going to be a great stud. This guy's over here. He had Chinaman popping. You know, maybe we could get this double bred son over there, get some shit popping. You know, you shoot me, you know, probably a lifetimer. You know, if somebody gave me a dog like that and I was able to do everything what Frisco was able to do, I would definitely shoot the man a jug, a Christmas present every year at the very least. You feel me? Just to show my gratitude. Like, and if I'm gonna send this dog over there, you breeding him and shit, you need him. He a good ass dog. There had to be something financial going on with the dog. Now, the chainsaw dude, he said that he had the dog on his yard for 18 months, right? And then we got a Lever Red Jr. Like, there's a lot of shit that needs to get cleared up here. You know, who had the dog? Was he on the... So he rolled into both Lever Reds. You know, he rolled into both. Right? Then we hear that they look at him in 88. That would have put him around 3 years old. Then sat on him for 18 months. That'll make him about 4.5. Fat Bill said he seen him on that whole other side of the map at fucking 18 months. I need that video. So something ain't adding up, brother. Something ain't adding up. Right. And if he sent them over there after doing all of this soliloquy of shit, getting ready to match him and everything, yeah, they got something that are ready when they're real young and shit. But, you know, I doubt if he was 18 months. Like, let's just throw that myth out the window. Right. We should have a checklist of different myths that we can just throw out of the window. He wasn't 18 months. Okay. I'll be wrong about that. I won't bet $100, but I'll bet $5. I bet a little $5. You know, I ain't gonna bet 200 or no shit like that on the bet, but I bet $5 that the dog was over 18 months. Right? So there's a lot of backbiting, lying, and deception going on. That's been going on. But let me guess. This is a new age thing. This shit just happened in the new days and shit. Guys, like, I wish I had the story. I wish I still had the story up here that the guy put. Okay. Is his story valid? Do we need to get him up here? Where's Chainsaw at, man? We need to find out. Tell him to hit up Mythbusters, Buck City. You know, Yeah, now this ain't nothing on you know, you might have a Frisco dog or a line of dogs that you just like, shit, you know, you love these motherfuckers. That's great. You know, maybe one day we'll do he said, who's vouching for Chainsaw? I mean, I think that's biased though. Hemi, right? It's like, why would you say that? Like, what did you hear bad about the dude? Right? And what do you need to vouch for if you own the dog? Like, what do you need? Like, are we vouching that he just made up the story that he had the dog and he printed it in the journal, right? And then Vinny's story, he never said anything about this dog being on Chainsaw's yard. See, I think you guys are letting the emotional side of it take over, right? It's not about the emotions. It's about how would a guy publish something in the journal that says that he had Frisco on his yard for 18 months and Vinny gave him the dog, right? And then right when he was getting ready to get rid of it, Tom Garner pops into the play. Vinny says, don't get rid of the dog. Tom Garner wants the dog. That's what Chainsaw said, bro. So the fact that Vinny didn't do anything to debunk the fact that Chainsaw had the dog on the yard to begin with. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear, hey, he's lying. He didn't have that dog on his yard for 18 months. Nobody said that he was lying about that, right? See? See, being non-biased is not coming into the situation and think that, okay, yeah, this is Tom Garner or this is Fat Bill or this is Vinny. You know, all three of those guys, if you put them all up together, I bet you all of them motherfuckers done did something in their life that was wrong. You know, none of them are perfect. See, when we get in this dog world, we think people are perfect, dog. You know, we hold people to a different standard. You don't believe something your family says, your own flesh and blood say something, you'll doubt that. But let Vinny or Fat Bill or one of these guys say something, you believe it. Right? I'm just floating right now, right? Right? So that's why these Mythbusters are good. We can listen to them. I listen to that. And right there, I just gave you about 5 or 6 points that are very relevant. He's very detailed. This was not a genuine conversation right here. You got the dude laughing in the background and shit. You know, they got the dog's mouth taped up and the motherfucking dogs is just licking each other. Like, why you even tape the mouth up? I used to see dudes do. I'm not saying these guys were doing that just for that. But if you're just taping the mouth up and then the dog is just licking each other, you know, like dudes used to do that to make their dogs look tough, bro. I'm gonna tell you. Because, dude, the bitch, she not even giving up no type of resistance. See, you gotta think outside the box, bro. I think Chainsaw, you said Vinny and Fat Bill said he's full of shit. Who's vouching for Chainsaw? Bro, you don't even know him, and you're going to bat. You don't even know him. So therefore, you're You're disqualifying a guy that you don't even know, bruh. He could be way more honest than the fucking puppy mill, right? He could be a way more honest dude, man. I'm just saying, you know. You know. Nah, I'm not. Look, I'm not disqualifying his testimony. Did he have the dog on his yard? He published this in the 1997 journal, right? So Hemi, since you going to bat, I ain't never seen you this aggressive in the chat. I might have to drop the link for you. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't anybody clear up? Was Frisco on this man's yard? Now, if Frisco wasn't on his yard, Neptune, see, I like Neptune. Neptune wants to hear the guy's side of the story. We want to hear the guy. We want to hear Chainsaw. These guys are making scripted responses to it. This was scripted. We could play it right now. We could play it right now and dissect it.
When that bunny hunter took best in show, he was 17 months. The China girl, my brother. He took best in show up in Oregon. So on my way back to California.
These fucking dogs are licking each other, but one of them got his fucking mouth taped up, dog. Come on. And you're not even trying to keep them apart. When you got another bitch's mouth taped up, okay, the last thing you want to do is do the same thing, like let the other dog irritate the dog to the point, you know. And I see a lot of dudes, they got these docile ass dogs, and then they tape the mouth, and they doing these breedings and shit, trying to make it seem like their dogs are something. I'm not saying that this is what's going on, but I'm just gonna look at it from the big lens, bro. Nobody has merit in this situation, right? If this dog stopped, like we heard way back, I heard this almost 30 years ago, that Frisco quit, right? So now that we're getting to the meat and potatoes of it, you know, I don't know, man. You don't know Vinny. Hemi James, do you know Vinny? Does Vinny know you, Hemi James? If I go to Vinny right now and say, do you know Hemi James? What would he say, brother? Come on, dog. I'm about to drop this link, man. This is crazy, bro. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Hemi James. I can't believe it's about time, Hemi. You've been surfing in the chats and shit. You know, it's about time. You could pop up, dog. You know what I'm saying? We all family over here, man. This is just like two brothers, you know. I don't like cornflakes. He likes those, you know. It's two brothers, bro, arguing this shit. Now, do you know Vinny, dog? If I ask Vinny, do you know Hemi James? What the fuck would he say, homie? I'm just saying. He would say no. He said he would say no. Don't flip it around, man. Look, I caught you in the cookie jar in your emotions, dog. You got to check this video out for what it is, Hemi. You got to check it out for what it is. We're just analyzing this, bro. I knew this was going to get heated. I knew it. I knew it. I knew this was going to get heated. Mr. Nichols. Hey, man, look, I'm sure there is plenty of those good dogs floating around, man. That's the most bred line. I'm not debating that. Who gets the most money? Who buys the most dog food? I saw the guy with 30 pallets. He had like 30 pallets of food. That shit was probably 2 or 3 trucks. Just food. You know? So you know he's getting all the products, and you know he's on another level, man. He's a business. He's able to use his LLC to get products. Yeah, hit the link, Hemi. Come on, bro. Do us all a favor, man. We want to laugh like a motherfucker. You don't know him. So we can't just say that this isn't a grift, bruh. He said, if you heard the story, bruh, Frisco died. What the fuck was Garner doing with him? Chinaman. The fuck was he doing with him? Breeding them. Oh, man, Frisco died, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know, that's a business, dog. That's how Walmart was started, dog. Just like that. That little change like that, that's Walmart. If you're talking about in the APBT community, what is what? You know, some dudes, they got a little, you know, food truck worth of shit. Some dudes got a mom and pops, you know, brick and mortar. In the APBT community, Tom Garner is like Walmart, brother. Are you fucking serious? You know, I want to have this debate. What makes Chainsaw not relevant? What makes what Chainsaw is saying not relevant? You don't know this guy. That's unfair. That's what the judicial system does to us. Judiciously fucking us. They don't believe a guy like me because who could vouch for me and shit? Who could, fuck that. Give every man, on Mythbusters, we give every man their just due. Oh, no. Hear me. You are the entertainment today, buddy. Come on, man. Come on, hear me. Now we'll debunk fucking Chainsaw on another one, right? We'll get Chainsaw's ass. Let's do a little bit of research. You know. And I love to interview him. We'll love if he wants to. He don't even got to interview. He could just drop his little shit up in the joint. Hashtag Buck City. You know, tag me in it. Tag me in that one. So when I see it, then I could bring it up on here and be like, okay, this is Hemi James' response. You know, you could do it like that or email it to me, right? We want to hear it because at this point in this 9-minute video that was sound like it was scripted, and I don't know, dude, he might just say, hey, you know, I'm a real dog man and found your video was very entertaining, but here's some things I got to tell you about my integrity and this, you know what I'm saying? And then I could kind of get to know more. But as far as right now, it just seems to me like a scripted fucking thing. And we just can't say, oh, yeah, he was a big dog man and he had Mayday and shit. Victor Acart was a crook, bruh. Come on, dog. Allegedly. I know for a fact he owed motherfuckers money and shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers money. Burnt a lot of motherfuckers out of a lot of money, dog. You know? Now, we could get past that because you know, a motherfucker's name is synonymous with the level of success or the work that, you know, they were, you know, if you were keeping those dogs at that time, just like anything else, you know what I'm saying? You do it like that. He said, you'll find chainsaw. See, I don't got, I'm not a member on Fat Bill. You know, the way my budget is, man, I can't, you know, I got too much shit going on, man. I don't be signing up for a lot of shit, man, for a lot of different reasons. But if you could get me the clip, I would love to rock that. You know, I think that's a good one to definitely look at, because I definitely push up on them and be like, hey, man, you know, we just want to hear the Frisco shit. Why didn't Vinny say anything about him giving Chainsaw the dog? Why didn't Vinny say anything about owning the dog? They're not going to let you print some bogus lie up in the journal, bruh. They're not going to let you do that. If you didn't own the dog, how are you going to write in the journal that you had him on your yard for 18 months, bro? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, dog. I'm serious. How am I going to lie and say I had a dog for 18 months and nobody could debunk that? Everybody says they go at his character. Oh, yeah, he tried to do this. He did this. He the RF1 and he was trying to do this. He didn't give somebody no money for 2 years. Blah, blah. Just that's that backbiting talk, dog. And I'm not trying to go at old Vince. But if he sold or gave Frisco up as a cur, you know, that shows a lot about the character. So we're breaking this shit down. These Mythbusters, it's going to be a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that Dog Man were saying on these message boards, and it's going to come to the light. You know, I wasn't on the I was smarter than that. I wasn't on the message boards typing up shit. Okay? I wasn't. Right? I knew how to fucking move. I was one of the young guys that knew how to move. I wasn't in the journal and doing dumb shit. Right? Even right now, everything is what I heard or seen. Heard, you know, I'm like E40, bro. Tell me when to go. Okay? Hit the like button. It helps the channel. We over here on this. This is a slow channel. This is the slow bus over here, but we're still rocking out. We're still rocking the fuck out. They're not going to stop us. Right? So is Frisco a cur? Why did he go 9 minutes and he didn't say anything about this chainsaw, this dog being on Chainsaw's yard? Because Chainsaw would know because he's on Chainsaw's yard.
I go, man, I need to breed the sister. And the more I thought about it, I decided to bring her back to her father, Chinaman. I sent China girl to Tom Garner. He stuck it to China and sent it back to me, and those pups were born. There's only 2 males out of that litter, and about 4 females, I believe. And 1 male was black, and 1 was buckskin. So Rough Greenwood, my buddy, called me up. He knew about that litter pups. He goes, if you want to, I give you put an ad on the Gazette for free. So he gave me a whole page for free. With as soon as that Gazette come out, within 2 days, I had to change my phone number. My phone was ringing day and night. So if I had 100 pups, I could have sold 200.
So if you had 100 pups, you could have sold 200. Right? Because of this Chinaman breeding, this is a business now. So if Vinny could have sold 200, imagine how much Tom Garner was selling, right? This is a business, dog. You might think that just you're getting a good dog, and you might be getting a good dog, but what you're doing is you're getting the business, okay? Like Young Bird. You're getting the business. This is a business, bruh. Motherfuckers gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, whether if you like it or not, brother. Move around. That's what I tell them. Move the fuck around. You got to understand that. So it's very easy for somebody that stuck Frisco to China girl, all this shit, and then you put an ad in the Gazette. He said if he had 100 puppies, he could have sold 200 puppies, dog. So you could have changed your fucking whole life, dog. And people you don't do that? That's crazy. So when Tom Garner calls and it's the stories, that's why I got to get chainsaw shit up here. Let me see. I got to get chainsaw up here, man. That's how it's got to crack off. I'm seeing that now. Think this is it. I gotta get your boy up here because it's important to hear people out instead of, oh, who's the credibility? Nah, man, fuck that. Because I done proved it. A lot of these old timers be lying like a motherfucker, bro. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, man. It's a lot of backbiting and a lot of lying going on, man. A whole lot of backbiting, a whole lot of lying going on, man. Let me get that up here. Hold up. Hold on. There's been a whole lot of backbiting and a whole lot of lying. So this was sent to Jack Kelly, and yeah, we could talk about it. You know, Jack Kelly, that Fat Bill said that he snitched on him. We don't know. Fat Bill is yet to give the community any type of traction when it comes to that. So, you know, I don't fucking know. So until I find out, you know, his testimony's still credible. You know, we could say that you know, they used to give him powder and you know all of this. You know, I don't know. He said that's why in the journals Mayday dogs were popular. But then them Red Boy Mayday dogs, and then them times they was putting belt to ass, bro. They wasn't just putting dog, Mr. Nickel. I mean, that great comment. I'm glad you're participating. That's what we do, you know, but they was putting belt to ass, bro. That's what was happening, bro. I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, there's probably maybe 25% of bullshit matches was, you know, really rolls, you know. Come on now. We know that. But was this sent in? This guy's making statements like he knows Vince. Do you know him? Do you know this guy? Okay.
So I only sold 3 out of that litter. I keep the rest. Terry LeJeune came from Louisiana and bought Chinatown. and I keep Frisco. He won the black one, so I had to keep Frisco. Curtis Mayfield came and bought 2 females. When they were about 6 months, a bitch got up the chain and killed those 2 pups, or Curtis. Terry, he schooled the dog out, and he won 2 matches with him. On the second match, he went to grand champion, and Chinatown had 2 broken legs. And people were bet 1,000 to 100 that he won't be able to complete a scratch. When Terry let him go, he went on. He pushed himself forward with his chest and his back leg. And
my thing is, I don't get it why this would even be relevant in the story. Like, it was a lot of information in there that wows a lot of dog men. You know, you're wowing them all, pushing the stifle and scratching, hit his, you know, he hit him in the stomach and ended the match, and you know, all of this shit that exhibits gameness and you know, different things like that. Irrelevant though, extraneous information. Get to the point about Frisco. You're putting all of this extra information in there, man. That's why they put you in the interrogation room, man, and just let you talk, because they know you're going to be adding all of this shit in there. And pretty soon you're just adding shit that doesn't even make sense. They got to keep this Frisco story alive. They got to keep it, you know, he's the man. He's the man. We got to keep this legacy alive. Let's keep it alive, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just a myth buster, but is it the grift? It's a lot of grifters. It's a lot of grift tendencies. And the people want to know, why is Chainsaw's testimony fraud? Why? He heard one story after another about GARNER'S Frisco over the past several years. And I heard that he was a 2-time winner before he was sold in North Carolina. And even that, the current owner took him back because he had been mistreated by his former owner. I will tell you the truth, because I was the fellow owner of Frisco for a year and a half. It's kind of small on my shit. I got to dig this back up. I'm the guy that sent him there. So he's the guy that sent the dog there. Why would somebody lie about that? So what part of it is fake? Is it the part that he quit on this man's yard that nobody was there when he quit on this man's yard? You know, did Vince have the dog the whole time until Garner came and got the dog, or did Chainsaw have the dog and was getting ready to get rid of it, and then he said, no, Tom Garner wants the dog, let's send him over there? That's where the bag's at. Yeah, this dog quit and all of this shit. And I did hear a story about him being a 2-time winner too. I did. I really did. Then Fat Bill says he's a good dog. I got this video up on here, but then the one not even a month ago, he said he only seen him for 5 minutes. Which one? Which one is it? So it's obviously we're not looking at it from the big lens. We're just looking at it from an emotional perspective. That's all, fellas. I hope you guys can see that. I got to find the the thing. Let me see. Frisco started off in the Bay Area at a couple different game dogs yard. He was moved around so often because he was extremely shy and not kept in good health. It was up in Oregon in May of 1988. Frisco was born in 1985. So the fact that Fat Bill thought he was 18 months is crazy. It's crazy, bro. He said Chainsaw was selling bullshit in the journal. Mr. Nichols, man, call in, bro. You gotta come on in with it, bro. Come on. We need it. We need to hear it. We need to hear about Chainsaw. I don't know him. I think I seen him maybe on Peds Online or something. I probably, if I had to go try to find him, I'd just probably go there. But you know, I don't even have an account, so I can't do that. But you know, that's where I would go. I'm gonna be honest with you. But we want to hear all sides of this. I don't want to say who can vouch for him, right? I don't want to say that. I want to say, hey man, you on the bottom of the totem pole, bro? Here, let me lift you up. Let's hear your story, man. What you got to contribute to this community, because somebody's gonna learn something out of this. One of them is don't have everybody in your fucking business. 2, don't just be grabbing shit from motherfuckers, just any old random motherfuckers, dog. Because it'll be some skeletons in them closets, and dudes will be happy to get them out. He said, let's be honest here, based on facts, ADBA banned TG for unethical breeding practices. Since TG is the mad scientist, had everything he bred off Frisco DNA profile. Is everything he bred off Frisco? You know, I don't know, because he got clones and shit, you know. Woo! Boy. And I'm not doubting it. I'm not doubting it. It's greatness. Greatness in the making. And I think it's fabulous what he was able to do. You know, with these dogs and just from a business standpoint, you know, I think it's excellent. I think the setup is great. If I hit that Powerball, I'll get a setup just like it. You feel me? I'm gonna get a setup just like it when I hit that Powerball. But all in all, this is the platform where even the small guys get their voice heard, man. You seen us. I baked a little tiny dude and got a copyright strike on my channel. I shouldn't have done that. That was a dumb move on my behalf. I stooped to a lower level of a little French fry. You know, one of those little French fry your kid drop in the back seat of the car. You gave him some French fries and shit. I stooped to that level. At that point, I was literally talking to a French fry, and I had to pay for it. Man, Tom Garner's the ultimate businessman. I take notes, bro. If anything, you could say, "Oh, Buck City, you're hating." Nah, I'm actually just making content, and I actually admire what he has done. Would I had it done it a different way? Yes, probably. Right. But we could make a Mythbuster about anything. It's just that this is just what's going on right now. This is what's going on right now. Let me see some more of this. Let me see. Back in Oregon, 88. We're a bunch of guys, well, a bunch of us gathered for a barbecue. After we were through, we decided to take a look at Frisco. He disappointed everyone. His owner at the time, VR, we know who that is, wanted to put him down right after he quit. But I talked him into letting me take him home and work with him a little. My brother is getting real gloomy up in here. Hold up. Let me see. My brother and I did get him to come out of his shell a little, but never to the point where we would have bet a dime on him winning a match. Since Frisco's mother, China Girl, had quit in 15 minutes, we were very skeptical about Frisco to start with. Finally, one day we decided to try Frisco again against the scatterbred dog that was sent to us by a friend in California. He had never been touched before, but was very hot and had weighed 5 pounds smaller than Frisco. He tore into Frisco and had him screaming for 3 minutes, or had him singing for 3 minutes. We separated them, tried to scratch Frisco, and he wouldn't scratch. My brother took the other dog who was screaming to the back, and he turned Frisco loose. He just stood there and made no attempt. Hey, I mean, come on, man. It's small. It's hurting my eyes looking at this shit, but you know what I'm saying? I don't need laser beam, dog. This, to me, this sounds like some dog man shit. If, let's say we took Frisco out of it, right? Because everybody got their emotions. They spent their money up on this shit. Everybody got it, you know, but if we take the emotions up out of it just for a second, and we just heard this story, somebody just told you that, you know, for one, it's a great ass story. It's a great ass fucking story. Now, it's unfortunate that it's about Frisco, right? And then we got dudes making videos and shit like this to try to patch it up. So hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. We an hour in. Hit the like button. I'm gonna go check the likes, man. We got to be at least parallel. We only got 43 in here, man. You know, I ain't gonna check. This ain't just a magazine. It's a movement. The American Pit Bull Terrier. Real dogs, real yards, real history. From legendary bloodlines to modern breeders, keeping the flame lit. Yard spotlights, breeding knowledge, controversy, culture. This is for the ones who walk it like they talk it. No fluff, no fakes, just dog man, dog woman, and dogs. Grab your issue now, support the culture. Because the legacy don't live online, it lives in print.
And he produced Grand Champion Rex. People down south, it's got a lot of those dogs around. Anyway, Jim Freitas came over to my house when those pups were about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and he wanted to raise one of those pups. I told him, go ahead and take this male, and if he turned out, we go half and a half. When the male was about a year old, he took him up in Oregon to a DBA show, and he tried to sell the dog. Well, Lenny Miller and Kelly Fee called me up about the dog. I just told them, just make sure nobody will buy him. So Tuesday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I went over to Freitas' house. I picked up the dog, Frisco, and I took her home. I believe I left $100, $200, I don't remember, on his porch in an envelope. And I raised the dog up. I sent him back to Oregon to Kelly Fee's house. We get together over there, and we roll him. Kelly already bumped him once with Terry, and they called me up. They told me the dog beat as hard as Chinaman did. I didn't believe him. You know how the story goes. I thought it was bullshit. So I went up to Oregon a few months later, and we all got together. There was a guy named Vince from Canada was there. Kelly Fee was there, a bunch of us. So I want to roll Frisco, and we would roll a bunch of dogs. And they go, oh, no, that dog bites too hard. We don't want nothing to do with him. And then there was a guy, I never forget his name now. He's the guy that lost into China Boy. Girly Crown China Boy. Later, he sold it to Gary Hammonds. The dog went an hour and 25, I believe, and was pick up game. So he said, I'd like to put that dog in Frisco. I still have him. I go, that's fine, bring him. Well, Frisco killed him in 7 minutes inside the pit. So I took the dog home. Next step, I want to roll him some more. I need to see some time out of him. I took him in Nevada, in Winnemucca, Nevada. A guy named Hant, Jim Hant, he had about 50 dogs. He brought a big, huge 52-pound dog. I believe he was the son of Jeep. And he went through him like maybe 6-7 minutes. The dog was completely out. He picked him up and dragged him out of the pit. So I had Liver Red with me on that time. It belonged to Tom Garner. He was sold to go to China. So I wanted to see Frisco time, so I put Liver Red in him.
So Fat Bill had Lever Red Jr. So Frisco rode against Lever Red and Lever Red Jr. Can we get that? Can we verify that? Or what the fuck is this? What are we talking about, right? Who owned the motherfucker? Fat Bill said he owned them. There got to be two of them. Did they both roll into him? Like, what kind of shit is going on? What are we doing? I need some answers, man. Oh shit, man. Y'all crazy, man, in the chat, man. I swear, brother. Y'all crazy.
At 22 minutes, Liver Red was in his way out. His tongue was blue, and his eyes were all red. So Lenny Miller, my corner man, my vet, my personal vet, he goes, if you don't pick him up now, I won't be able to save him. I sure did. We broke him up. And Greg Tavares, he's the one that handled Liver Red. And I believe, I don't remember. I think Mike, I don't remember. He handled Frisco. Well, I did, I don't remember. But anyway, he was able to save Liver Red. He was a good vet. And I opened him up for a match. And while he was open for a match, Tom Garner gave me a call. He said Chinaman's dead. So I sent.
So the bag needed to be refurbished. Chinaman dead. Give me anything, damn it. Give me anything. I need them now. Mythbusters. You know, it's a good day. It's a good day today. I got a dub today. I got a dub today.
I decided to send Frisco to my friend Tom Garner. And thanks to Tom Garner, he made him a big ROM. And the rest is history. That's all I could tell you guys. If you guys believe it, fine. If you guys don't believe me, go. You're always going to be there. Believe always somebody that tells stories. Bullshit. If you're a true gentleman, true dog man, you should believe a dog man, not somebody that don't even own dogs or anything like that. The story that Chainsaw wrote, it's a bunch of bullshit. It was over by the peak because.
But did he have the dog on his yard for 18 months, brother? That's the question. So you guys really need to get out of your feelings with this, man. Well, I understand Frisco probably got 500,000 puppies out here where he's in the pedigree, at least in the 5 generations. You know, that's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit, brother. So there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of emotions. This dog, as it's looking right now in my eyes, I've been in this dog game for a long time. As I'm looking at it right now, this dog very well could be a cur, bro. Very well. If this man had this dog on his yard, nobody wants to verify that. Everybody wants to talk about his credibility. Everybody wants to talk about him owning a dog. And are you going to listen to me or are you going to listen to... No, we're going to listen to the truth. Don't try to get me with that. Don't try to, are you going to listen to me or are you going to, because I'm a real dog man, or are you going to listen to... No, 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 no. Because this dog game is full of lying custers. Custer face. Dudes that don't stand on shit. It's been like that. We just learned to coexist. For the betterment of the breed. That's all. They still there, though. They're still liars, cheaters, adulterers, scam artists, right? You're going to get every type of scumbag available. And we just can't look at your dogs and say, well, I'm going to believe this guy because he had, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You can't do that. We just want the truth. And if this dog was on Chainsaw's yard, which you guys want to debunk, everybody wants to hide this guy. Why everybody hiding? Why you hiding? Yeah, we live, Cosmo Con. Hey, we live. We motherfucking live today. Okay, Mythbusters. Mythbusters. Getting it in. You dig? We in here, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I had to give it to you. I had to give it to you, brother. Because it'd be a lot of dudes that like, bro, what? So a guy, okay. So if he got good kennels, he got good kennels. He doesn't lie. Like where are we going with this? Where are we? You know, I need to have some flopping, you know, I need to let my wings flap. Where are we going with this? Oh, he had El Drago. He's not lying. That's Vinny. The pedigree says Vinny. He's not lying. He said the odds tell us the majority are. So where we go from here? Well, we just want to know. This is just we don't want to look, man. Let me get this back on the screen, man, because I feel like I'm being attacked. Okay, this is Mythbusters, buddy. We just do it live. We do a live Mythbusters so that anybody can come in and call in for their myth. And if they got another myth, or if they got anything to add to this, and I, call me, shoot me a text. Hey, man, that was some fucked up shit you said. That was fucked up what you said about Vinny. Look, I'm just the host. I'm just the host, brother. I'm not saying they're lying, but they got some questions to answer. Did Chainsaw have the dog for 18 months? How old was he when he went over to North Carolina? Fat Bill said he was 18 months. The Chainsaw story says he had to be at least 4.5. Like, these are valid questions that we got. These are valid. How did my dude buy a dog off of Frisco in 2004? 2004. And the dog was like 3 years old. Those are the questions that we want to ask. Why did you get kicked off the APBT? Why don't they register a number of those dogs? What's really good with Frisco? Is the production that low? Do you have the cheat code to where you're the only one that can produce good dogs? That's why everybody comes to you. Like, there's valid. I could make 20 questions, bro, that I would love to ask. Like, bro, do you got the cheat code? Because in my head, I've always thought that if you sell enough of that shit, somebody could just breed your shit up and then get to mass producing your shit. And people will be getting the same quality because that's what you're selling, quality. And from quality, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I would ask a question like that. I sell 100 pups off my heavy mic shit. I'm done. Motherfucker just mass produce my shit. We sell 100 tight ass pups. Not 10, not 15, 100, 200, 300, 1,000. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna sell 1,000 a year for 30 years. Because I got the cheat code. These dogs aren't, when people get them and they breed them, obviously they're not getting what the fuck is enough to be like, okay, I'm cool. I don't need to go over here no more. I get some dogs. I get the nucleus. I figure out what breedings work. If I like the outcome, there's no need to double back. There's no need. And a lot of dudes aren't here anymore because they let their shit go, and somebody else that breeds better than them captured that shit and was able to master the art of capturing traits. And now when people get their dogs, they probably know more people. So people gonna believe in what they're putting together. And that was done with them. We don't need to go to you anymore. We can go get the shit from him. He's a real dog man with a real dog man pedigree. Right? And it was a lot of good dog men that had a lot of good dogs. They just weren't fortunate enough for us to be talking about them right now. But that doesn't mean that they weren't great. Okay? And they had their beliefs, and they disagreed with the puppy mill style, Walmart style yard. They didn't believe in that. They conditioned their dogs. They worked their own dogs. They did things that, a lot of people would think is very heroic. Okay. So we don't want people to get bent out of shape over these Mythbusters. This is just pure content. However you want to look at it. You can, some people say it's genius. I know it's triggering. There's gonna be some comments floating in. And you know, I don't know that. I would ask about the situation, you know, because Fat Builder, he has a channel. Maybe I'll stop over there, you know. Maybe he don't want to talk about it, you know. But could we get the paperwork? Could we get the paperwork? Could we get one of these computer guys? Could we get this paperwork? The community needs to know. They need to know who's a stand-up guy and who's not. The community needs to know. You really need to know. Smash the like button. So yeah, we ducked it today. No, you know, nobody called in with nothing crazy. We got to just rock out, you know, with this. Let me see. He debunked your boy a little bit more. Let me see. He tried to debunk him. And we're not with the debunk tactics.
About Fritz, I talked about Fritz to help Chainsaw to sell some peak. So they were making that peak. Chainsaw abused Bob, never gave him any money for 2 years. And Bob got tired of the company waiting for him, and he sold it to Tom Garner. That's how Tom Garner started his peak condition, or whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So
Chainsaw, it got to be somebody if he was around in the development of the RF1. So he's not totally a douchebag. You say he doesn't own dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I beg to differ. And then you said he had China Girl and you were alluding to some stealing shit. Motherfucker, cut the shit short. Because that shit that we hide, right? We hide it. Motherfucker steal a dog. That's a secret. We ain't gonna let that out the bag. You know, why not do the right thing and let that cat out the bag, right? Just let's cut it short, right? Snip, cut it short. Nah, we don't need to hear that. It started getting juicy. So did Chainsaw have the dog? That's the question that everybody should be asking. And if Chainsaw had the dog for 18 months and him and his brother looked at him and he said the dog was a cur, then I'm sorry, there's really nothing that none of you guys could say, bro. There's really nothing that you guys could say because none of us was there and we can only go off of the people that's there. Right? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Come on, man. Come on, Cletus. Let's get them likes up. Cletus. Hey, Cannabis Cowboy, I'm glad you're enjoying the show, my brother. I try to do these Mythbusters, man. I don't want to stir up no shit, man. But these are good topics because some of this same shit is going on in your neck of the woods. You know? One of my guys, I won't put it out there, but it was a bitch that I sold to a dude. She was a puppy. And I ended up, I probably bred her like in maybe 2017 or something like that, 2016 or something like that. I sold her to a guy. He kept her for about 18 months or whatever. Sold her back to me. I ended up putting her with a partner, whatnot. And then I ended up going to jail and shit, you know, all that crazy shit that I had to go through. The bitch ended up dying. She was bred. She ended up dying. And then I find out not too long ago that the bitch quit. Like the dude that sold me the dog back, the bitch quit. You see what I'm saying? Nothing, no adjustment needed. You know, they bred the dog, but the bitch, you know, she didn't have no pups. You know, she ended up dying, you know, passing of, you know, complications or whatever, you know, whatever the case was. I'm not going to say how she was bred or anything like that, but you got to know that there's douchebags out there like that, you know? So this right here could be very relevant about knowing where the dog was, where it's been, who had it. Like, why did this guy have the dog? If he had the dog and he said he got the dog because y'all seen the dog quit, right? But now Tom Garner called, oh, I need that dog, blah, blah, blah. And now you guys got to pump the dog up and act like the dog is something. You know, straight up. And I don't know. I don't know, man. I believe Fat Bill. I believe some of the things he say, but with this lever red, I need to know if it's 2 lever reds. I don't have time to look that up now. We'll do it on another show. He said Chainsaw is a well-known dog band. People in this community is really a bunch of new. Chainsaw was definitely in the mix in those days. So if that's the case, then the thing that Vinny does, because one thing I won't do, if you're a real dog man, I won't say that you're not. I won't. Even Chico Lopez, I don't like him, but back in his day, you know, he might throw some exaggeration on that shit, but the man, he is a dog man. He is he has done some of the things. I'm not gonna say everything, you know, because I asked him, did he tell on the dude? Right? I was like, are you on some type of paperwork? You know, he was like, go fuck yourself. You know, he didn't want to answer that. But like for some people that probably never thought that, you know, you're wrong. You know, Chico, he actually is you know, now whatever he did and why his reputation is the way it is, I don't know. That's on him. He, you know, that's on his ways and the way he moves. But can't nobody take that from nobody. And I'll never take that from nobody. If you was a real one. And that's just a figure of speech, you know, whatever. Right? Never take it from you. Everybody got an agenda, Anthony Curtis. you know. But when Chinaman dies, this is my number one stud. Chinaman dies, and then I go get Frisco, and he turns to be the most bred dog ever. That sounds like an agenda to me. I'm just saying, you know, Chinaman dies. See, my thing was to crack the whole myth open. The last time was, did he have Frisco before Chinaman died? Now, if he had Frisco before Chinaman died, it just kind of, you know, shakes things up a little bit. But the fact that he called for him, this guy, he said he's the guy that sent, like, why would he lie about that? And then why would Vince talk about RF1 when you need to be answering these important allegations? 1988. Let's get this back up here. You're talking about the guy that made RF1 and shit. You know, to me, that's a bit extraneous. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's a bit extraneous. Okay? Over excessive. Right? You know, you're talking about RF1, but you're not talking about the 18 months. You're not talking about the May of 88 when you guys got together at that barbecue and shit. Was Chainsaw there? So he was a dog man there, right? And then he curred out. So Chainsaw took a cur He admitted to that, wanting to keep curs. There's been a lot of that going on back in the day. So they talk about the dog game today, and they talk about the new age, but we can see right there that we got guys hovering around boxes, keeping curs, giving them a chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Giving them one more chance, ass looking motherfuckers. One more chance. Yeah. Now I like that. I like that, Eduardo. You know, but for the Mythbusters, you know, okay, so we could just, oh, it doesn't matter. We could just move it forward. Okay, show's over. You know, like, bro, we want to have a show, bro. So that's what I'm gonna give you, a show. You guys could donate however you want. If you entertain, the super chat down there, you can hit the Cash App. You can buy the magazine, all of that. Support what we got going on, my brothers. Hit the QR code on the screen. All of that, dog. All of it. All of it. We're here to entertain you and to give you this dog talk. You know, we talk about Barracuda being a fucking Tulsa and shit. Like, we talk about everything over here, man. Don't act like, you know, we don't talk about everything. It's all entertainment. All entertainment. Frisco ain't got nothing to do with your dog today. Frisco ain't gonna save you. Frisco ain't gonna save you. And when I get off of here, kid, I might pop the juicer out and go make me some shit. And you know, I got some magazine shit going on. You know, I'm trying to really finish these projects I got going on. He said he love his Tulsa dogs. Yeah, man. They, you know, Barracuda's a Tulsa. You know, it's Mythbusters. It's worth, I guess it's worth the hassle, you know. It's worth the hassle, you know. So I just want to know why he didn't address none of these issues. Did Chainsaw have the, see, I'm not gonna just get all combative. I'm gonna just ask him some simple questions. Did Chainsaw have the dog? Was he the one that sent the dog to Tom? Like, there's at least 10 questions that I get from here. Right? Everybody, oh, he's this, he's that, because you're building off of that shit. You didn't do your research. You're over there breeding to that shit. And now you want to cover it up because really you was green as fuck. You was green as a motherfucker if you did that. Okay. Salute to the OGs. You know, some of the OGs was wet behind the ear too. Chainsaw's having his day in court. We're not going to silence Chainsaw, man. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yes. Let's get it going. I want to argue. I'm up. You know, let's go, man. You know, hey, man, bless everybody. You know, he said the black bitch in the video, her name is China Girl. Are you serious? They said she quit in 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Oh, man, y'all, look, man. Bruh. Frisco produced more title dogs than any other dog in the breed's history. And you got 27 fucking pages. My sister was a Sagittarius. She's still, she's still with us. Sagittarius, man, asshole. And she would have said, "No shit, Sherlock." No shit, Sherlock. No shit.
I talked about Fritz to help Chainsaw to sell some peak, so they were making that peak. Chainsaw abused Bob, never gave him any money for 2 years, and Bob got tired of the company waiting for him, and he sold it to Tom Garner. That's how Tom Garner started his peak condition, or whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So Chainsaw, to get back on Bob, he wrote that Frisco quit. And then one day I went to his yard and I see China Doll, one of Frisco little mate.
So why would he? See, you got to read between the lines, bruh. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up, dog. Who the fuck is Bob, for one? See, we got a lot of questions, dog. Who the fuck is Bob? Why would he need to get back at Bob for Frisco quitting? So I need to really break this shit down.
Whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So Chainsaw, to get back on Bob, he wrote that Frisco because Bob Fritz talked about Fritz to help Chainsaw to sell some peak, so they were making that peak. Chainsaw abused Bob, never gave him any money for 2 years, and Bob got tired of the company waiting for him, and he sold it to Tom Garner. That's how Tom Garner started his peak condition, or whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So Chainsaw, to get back on Bob, he wrote that Frisco quit. And then one day I went to his yard and I see China Doll, one of Frisco little mate. That way I had it. I gave it to a guy named Don Broad in Georgia. He bred it to Tater, and I had a female out of that. Somebody stole it from me, and her brother, he met a champion. Her brother, I believe, was named Sharkfish, something like that. And so when I see the bitch in the yard of Chainsaw, I go, hey, I remember this bitch again. Don't tell nobody, That fucking damn brat, he screwed my buddy Vinny Gunn. So me and him went over there. We got all those dogs loose, and we stole this bitch and another dog.
Damn, that's some greasy ass shit, boy. Hey, that's some greasy shit. That didn't end well. You said Bob Fritz was into nutrition before a lot of people. Yes, sir. Hey, it's Mythbusters, but that ending didn't end well for Chainsaw. It didn't. That ending, it didn't end well for Chainsaw, because if that's true, you stole a dog. Everybody gets questioned. And when you do certain shit like that, like fudge papers and different things like that, what it does is it dims your credibility. Okay? The credibility is shot at that point. Right? So you got to watch it, man. You got to be truthful. It's okay. Some dogs aren't going to work out. You don't have to lie. You just have to go through your journey, and people will respect wherever you came from. They'll respect the come up. You don't have to force it. You don't have to try to be Don Mayfield breeding those dogs at 9 months old. I don't think, well, Don, he may have done that, but you're trying to fill up the pedigree with all your dogs, and you're forcing it. Don't force it. Don't force it when you're breeding. Pay attention. But this didn't end for Chainsaw well.
ROM. And the rest is history. That's all I could tell you guys. If you guys believe it, fine. If you guys don't believe me, go. You're always going to be there. Believe always somebody that tells stories. Bullshit. If you're a true gentleman, true dog man, you should believe a dog man, not somebody that don't even own dogs or anything like that. The story that Chainsaw wrote, it's a bunch of bullshit. It was over.
He said he didn't own dogs, but then he said he had Frisco's sister on his yard. So that right there is kind of you're throwing darts. Like if I say that you don't own dogs, but you got dogs on your yard, like bro, does he own dogs or does he not own dogs? And I'm sure he didn't just have one stolen fucking dog. Right? You went to his house, you going to his house. So was Frisco at his house? That's the question. Okay. Let me back it up.
My friend Tom Garner. And thanks to Tom Garner, he made him a big ROM. And the rest is history. That's all I could tell you guys. If you guys believe it, fine. If you guys don't believe me, go. You're always going to be there. Believe always somebody that tells stories. Bullshit.
Well, this at the beginning, you was adding a whole bunch of shit that didn't make sense. This is the story that you're supposed to be letting out, and you didn't. You left out a whole bunch of details, and you tried to discredit Chainsaw instead of telling the true facts. And you say this because Tom Garner, you know, that would probably ruin a relationship right there. You know, I would imagine if he found that out, then, you know, that would might, you know, ruin some shit. But, you know, maybe we don't care. Maybe, you know, we're getting this bread off of this dog. We're getting that brethren, that Freddy Krueger. You feel me? Like, this ain't no little, you know, motherfucker sell 1 litter, sell 5 pups in 6 months and shit. Now, we're not talking about that type of money. I'm talking about 10 litters a month. You go to that Garner website right now. I seen somebody on there. They're like, how could you possibly know what the fuck to get? You know, it's fucking 32 litters. That's crazy, bro. Like, if there's not enough of that shit, then that means that shit's not good. Because there should be enough of it off of 1 month worth of breeding, bro. 1 month worth of breeding should be enough to supply the whole world, bro. You know? Look, man, your heroes are your heroes. Yeah, I think Chainsaw owns some dogs. I really do. I think Chainsaw owns some dogs. I don't know the credibility if he stole a dog. You know, you steal a dog, you lose a lot of credibility for that. You know, if that's the case, he don't tell nobody he, you know, stole the dog, then you want to put it on the video and somebody cut it out. I don't understand if that was lucky, because that's none of his business, you know, about that. But, you know, was Frisco on this man's yard? And how did he even get Frisco? If Frisco was so great and you let Chainsaw have the dog, how great was he? So, and I think that and honestly, with this whole story, I think Chainsaw had the dog. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Chainsaw had the dog, and put a 2 in the chat if you think he didn't have the dog. I want to see something. I want to see something. I wanna see something real quick. I'm trying to see something, man. Let's get that poll going. Let's get that poll going. Was Frisco on Chainsaw's yard? You put a 2 if he wasn't, a 1 if he was. I see a bunch of 2s, but I actually have a poll that I want you guys to participate in. Because if he was on the yard, then that's problematic. I'm gonna tell you that. It's problematic. And that would make his testimony relevant. It would make it have some type of relevance to it. How did he get him? You was trying to put him down, huh? Okay, so you lied on him. Why would he sold the RF1 to Garner? Okay. I see why he would do that, though. I see why he would make up some shit like that, because he was mad about the RF1. But in 97, was the RF1 a big deal? Because you published this in 97. So for some of you guys that are Garner fans, or you guys know this shit, when did the RF1 come out? Because he made it he really made sure that he put that detail in there, right? How long has this RF1 been out? And I think it's been out for a while, because my partner had some back in the day, or like some powder stuff, that he was feeding his dogs and stuff. So I think people were definitely on that, probably way before that. So this could have a little relevance to it. He's mad. Maybe the 15, yeah, but 15, that's we talking about 30. We need 30. Yeah, we're talking about 30 years right here. 15, I could hear the 15, because I think, I don't know if it was RF1, but I think my partner had something that was I can't remember, man. It came in a silver fucking package. It had a printed little label on it. He said, "Be careful in this rabbit hole." Now, I ain't in no rabbit hole, man. I ain't in no rabbit hole. We're just trying to find out the credibility about chainsaw, you know. That's all. That's yeah, you know. Okay. So we gotta put it into perspective. That's what we're doing when we're looking at this shit. You know, this is what we'll do to anybody. You gotta look over it. You don't just jump on anything you see. You know, you got to look at this. But for us to silence a chainsaw, like we need to know. And these guys should have put that in there. Yeah, he was at Chainsaw's house, but he didn't quit because after that, blah blah blah. Garner wanted the dog. It made sense. He was the one that sent the dog. So what this would do is make Vinny non-credible. He would be non-credible at that time. In fact, Bill seen him for 5 minutes. He could have been a 10, 15-minute cur. 5 minutes ain't shit. Yeah, he probably did bite hard. He probably was scratching. Okay. So I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to discredit anybody. I'm just trying to bust these myths. That's what we're doing. We're just busting these myths open. You know, I'm not trying to discredit nobody. The silver bag, I remember it. I just don't remember who made it. It could have been Tom Garner. You know, maybe he was the only guy on that high-tech type of level, you know, back then. But my dude had it. He, you know, I even had it at the house. You know, he gave it to me. You know, one time I used it. You know, I didn't know this shit. You know, it wasn't really nothing, you know, that I really noticed about it. Maybe it was old. Maybe, you know, you let stuff sit for a long time, you know, the nutritional value seeps out of it sometimes, you know, depending on how it's preserved and packaged. So yeah, man, this is good.
If you're a true gentleman, true dog man, you should believe a dog man, not somebody that don't even own dogs or anything like that. The story that Chainsaw wrote, it's a bunch of bullshit. It was over by the peak because Bob Fritz talked to Bob Fritz to help Chainsaw to sell some peak. So they were making that peak.
Yeah,
Chainsaw abused Bob.
Yeah.
Never gave him any money for 2 years. And Bob got tired of the company waiting for him, and he sold it to Tom Garner. That's how Tom Garner started his peak condition, or whatever he's calling it, his RF1. So Chainsaw, to get back on Bob, he wrote that Frisco quit. And then one day I went to his yard and I see China Doll, one of Frisco little mate. That way I had it. I gave it to a guy named Don Brown in Georgia. He bred it to she bred it to Tater. And I had a female out of that. Somebody stole it from me. And her brother, he met a champion. And her brother, I believe, was named Sharkfish, something like that. And so when I see the bitch in the yard of Chainsaw, I go, hey, I remember this bitch. I don't tell nobody. That fucking damn brat. He screwed my buddy Vinny Gunn. So me and him went over there. We got all those dogs loose. And we stole this bitch and another dog.
Not good. Not good. I'm gonna ask my partner because I think it. So it was peak. I remember it said peak on the bag, but I'm not sure if that was Garner at that time. So he sold it to him. That could create some type of animosity going on right there. You got to look at that because I mean you can't just believe nothing. You got to look at it for on both sides. It's fair. It's fair like that. You know, he said, what year did Tom start breeding Frisco? I'm guessing 90, 91. Peak performance. Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember it now. I'm gonna ask my dude. I remembered around that time. I definitely do, man. So I just want to see exactly. Carter's smart, boy. That's a smart dude. He capitalized. He knew. Right place at the right time. Your stud go down. Don't waste no time. Go grab the double bred son. Keep it moving.
When that bunny hunter took best in show, he was 17 months. The China girl let me, brother. He took best in show up in Oregon. So on my way back to California, I go, man, I need to breed their sister. And the more I thought about it, I decided to bring her back to her father, Chinaman. I sent China girl to Tom Garner. He stuck it to China and sent it back to me, and those pups were born. There's only 2 males out of that litter. And about 4 females, I believe. And 1 male was black and 1 was buckskin. So Rough Greenwood, my buddy, called me up. He knew about that litter pups. He goes, if you want to, I give you put an ad on the Gazette for free. So he gave me a whole page for free. With as soon as that Gazette come out, within 2 days, I had to change my phone number. My phone was ringing day and night. So
Right. So it's that bag. It's that bag. So you don't understand that. You know, you said you could sell 100, but you don't understand that. That position. You know, that changed the trajectory of people, man. When people get to hitting you up, especially out of nowhere, they just get to hitting you up. He said 100 people hit him, you know. Okay. That's how you start them dogs. That's how you start them dogs up.
If I had 100 pups, I could have sold 200. So I only was ringing day and night. So if I had 100 pups, I could have sold 200. So I only. So Rough Greenwood, my buddy, called me up. He knew about that litter pups. He goes, if you want to, I give you put an ad on the Gazette for free. So he gave me a whole page for free. With as soon as that Gazette come out, within 2 days, I had to change my phone number. My phone was ringing day and night. So if I had 100 pups, I could have sold 200. So I only sold 3 out of that litter. I keep the rest. Terry Lejeune came from Louisiana and bought Chinatown. And I keep Frisco. He wanted the black one, so I had to keep Frisco. Curtis Mayfield came and bought 2 females. When they were about 6 months, a bitch got up the chain and killed those 2 pups, or Curtis. Terry, he schooled the dog out, and he won 2 matches with him. On the second match, he went to a grand champion, and Chinatown had 2 broken legs. And people were bet 1,000 to 100 that he won't be able to complete a scratch. When Terry let him go, he went on. He pushed himself forward with his chest and his back leg, get in under. He grabbed the dog belly and killed him. And he won his match. He was only bred 1 time, and he produced grand champion racks. People jumps out. It's got a lot of those dogs around. Anyway, Jim Freitas came over to my house when those pups were about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and he wanted to race one of those pups. I told him, go ahead and take this male, and if he turned out We go half and a half. When the male was about a year old, he took him up in Oregon to ADBA show, and he tried to sell the dog. Well, Lenny Miller and Kelly Fee called me up about the dog. I just told them, just make sure nobody will buy him. So Tuesday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I went over to Freda's house. I picked up the dog, Frisco, and I took her home. I believe I left $100, $200, I don't remember, on his porch in an envelope. And I raised the dog up. I sent him back to Oregon to Kelly Fee's house. We got together over there, and we rolled him. Kelly already bumped him once with Terry, and they called me up. They told me the dog beat as hard as Chinaman did. I didn't believe him. You know how the story goes. I thought it was bullshit. So I went up to Oregon a few months later, and we all got together. There was a guy named Vince from Canada was there. Kelly Fee was there, a bunch of us. So I want to roll Frisco, and we would roll a bunch of dogs. And they go, oh, no, that dog bites too hard. We don't want nothing to do with him. And then there was a guy there, I forget his name now. He's the guy that lost into China Boy. Girly Crumb China Boy. Later, he sold it to Gary Hammonds. The dog went an hour and 25, I believe, and was pick up game. So he said, I'd like to put that dog in Frisco. I still have him. I go, that's fine, bring him. Well, Frisco killed him in 7 minutes inside the pit. So I took the dog home. Next step, I want to roll him some more. I need to see some time out of him. I took him in Nevada, in Winnemucca, Nevada. A guy named Hant, Jim Hant, he had about 50 dogs. He brought a big, huge 52-pound dog. I believe he was the son of Jeep. And he went through him like maybe 6-7 minutes. The dog was completely out. He picked him up and dragged him out of the pit. So I had Liver Red with me on that time. It belonged to Tom Garner. He was sold to go to China. So I wanted to see Frisco time, so I put Liver Red in him. And at 22 minutes, Liver Red was in his way out. His tongue was blue, and his eyes were all red. So Lenny Miller, my corner man, my vet, my personal vet, he goes, if you don't pick him up now, I won't be able to save him. I sure did. We broke him up. And great Tavares, he's the one that handled Liver Red. And I believe, I don't remember. I think Mike, I don't remember. He handled Frisco. Well, I did, I don't remember. But anyway, he was able to save Liver Red. He was a good vet. Then I opened him up for a match. And while he was open for a match, Tom Garner gave me a call. He said,
Tom Garner gave him that call. You know, this story is interesting, man. It is. It kind of, I don't know Vince Romero. I don't know his whole history. You know, some of y'all probably know more than me, but it looks to me like, and this is just a wild guess. This is what I'm getting out of this. Tom Garner turned, even though, because I hear he got Chinaman from Vinny also. Right. And so it says Tom's the owner and breeder. See, this is false. False. But of course, you know, you get everybody to believe it, you know. But I'm thinking, I don't want to say it too soon, but I'm thinking that Tom Garner might have turned Vinny on to the fact that, you know, this is a business. He opened up his eyes. Without that, I don't know if you see those Vinny dogs like you see. And maybe he had some other dogs that was outside of this rim right here. And I'm just not looking at it right now. You know, maybe you guys could send me some peds or some of his shit, and I could see how it goes back and see if he maybe had a yard before all of this. Maybe he had fucking 12 generations before Chinaman in Frisco. You know, maybe we could look at this bitch and see what happened. Okay. Chinaman. Let's see, better the Frisco and Chinaman. And I don't really see you really anything off of her. I'm sure you probably had a shitload of dogs. Somebody send me one of them Vinny dogs so I can see it. I just want to see it, man. I'm not trying to critique or nothing. I just want to see where people kind of fit in at, and where, you know, because it seems to me like with that testimony, you made sure you put that in there. And because that was a pivotal moment in his career, I believe, and why he's been successful at getting some shit out there. I've seen people with Vinny from front to back. I didn't really dig into it and see exactly how they were bred, and I regret that. I should have really dug in it and see the full spectrum. You know, you might see some of my shit. It might be Michael Myers shit, and then I might be dibbling and dabbling with something else. So he said Li Ling is where the answers are. See, they don't want the truth serum. They don't want the truth serum in here today. See, they don't want the truth serum. Let's see. Oh, Frisco. He said the answers are in Li Ling. Let's see. Let's see, man. We gotta see, man. I don't know. Damn, Li Ling got pages of shit. Damn, bitch. Damn. Where's the? I don't see no Vinny dogs in here though. Honestly, unless I'm just overlooking it, I don't see anything of his that on here. Maybe y'all could help me out. Just a bunch of Garner, man. That's all I see. That's all I see, man. Interesting, though. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think Garner, you know, he took off. He hit the ground running. You know, he wasn't fucking around. Chinaman died. You know, you got Chinaman. You know, you making 5 pages. Like back then, this was a lot. You know, this was a lot. China Girl. Let me see. And I don't really see nothing. So I don't know, man. Vinny might have popped up. I really want to see some of his pads now. So, you know, we got to really look at this for what it is. Like, I really got to look at some of these pads because you know, I don't really see that's connected to Chinaman and Frisco. I don't really see a whole bunch. You know, it could be a reason why. It could be. The reason why. Romero's Goldie. Goldie. Look at this shit. So we'll find something though. We'll find something. It'll make sense one day, I guess. But it looks to me like Garner turned him on. Like he's just a more prolific breeder. Vinny might have better quality, maybe. Let me see. 51, 59, 56. 51, 59, 56. Okay. Okay. So yeah, more of the rancheritas and all that, Black Angel and stuff like that. Okay. So Frisco, the T-Bone. Okay, Miss Hobbs. Okay, I got you. Okay. Now we getting up in there. We dibbling and dabbling now. Thanks, Mike Dan. Let me look at this. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay. So this is back in the day too. This is back in the day. This is 20 years right here. Lil Gator. They kept that Frisco, that T-Bone in there. You know, I got to look at it for what it is. You know, they've been all over here on this other shit. Turtle Buster and shit. You know, Midnight Cowboy. You know, they've been. I've been seeing Patrick. You know, they got a lot of Bolio Klaus. Spike. You got some Frisco in there. So this T-Bone dog. Vinny's T-Bone. Miss Nevada. That Frisco bitch. And you see all that damn Bolio. That dog produced pretty fucking good too. This T-Bone. I mean, he produced pretty good. You can't knock him. And he's going back to the Tonka said, like, you know, I like this shit. You know, I see why. Like, he really wasn't going in that direction of that Chinaman shit. It don't look like it. That ain't what it looks like. You know, it can be tales told. But Miss Nevada. Yeah. Shy boy. So yeah, basically the rancherita stuff. This is California type of smoke. This is the California type of smoke. California, fucking Arizona, Mexico type of smoke. Up the West Coast, Frisco, all those dogs, Oregon. You know, that's where them dogs was. But okay, you know, you got the Spike in there, all that. Little Gator. So nah, I mean it's looking good. It's looking good. I see what he's doing. I just wanna hold on. Let me look at some timestamps. Okay, Frisco T-Bone. See, we ain't got no birthday on that. Let's see this bitch. See if we get a little info on her. I don't know. I think Garner was, unless Vinny just wasn't getting off hella litters like that. Because I seen some shit that was like, okay, this shit's pretty tight. Vinny, like front to back. That's all it said. Just Vinny, all the way front to back. You know, it wasn't Chinaman and all, you know, it wasn't none of this. It was some new stuff. So nah, I don't know, man. You never know. You just got to make sure you keep the integrity. North Mexico and Cali. Yes, sir. Yeah, I know them regions, man. That's what them dogs. That's a good blood. Good blood. A lot of people still holding on to that little gator, Black Angel stuff. The way these dogs are bred, yeah, I would have messed with some of this. This Miss Nevada, I would have took something off of that. I mean, she's bred real unique, man. It's a lot of Bolio Tombstone. You're getting this little bit of out, this Frisco, which got some Bolio in there too. So I mean, this right here is just as tight Bolio Tombstone as any dog of today. You know, like this is good stuff right here. It is. Some people don't like the Homer. Some people don't like Homer, but you know, at the end of the day, heavy Klaus, Bolio Klaus dog. You know, some of them dogs worked out for a lot of people. Mythbusters. Mythbusters Wake and Bake. Mythbusters brought to you by the Wake and Bake Show. Appreciate everybody that pulled up today. You know, get that magazine. You know, support the channel. Get the magazine. We just try to keep it lit for y'all. New one coming soon. Got to get up off of here. I got to get some work in. I got to get, 3-4 hours of work in. Making that dream come to reality. It takes that. You got to put in the extra work. Salute everybody. You rock. Vernon Stone, Neptune Bullies, Mike Dan, musician in the building. I see you. My brother, Cannabis Cowboys in the building. Truth Boy in the building. Man, all the comments, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You guys kept it going. Kept it interesting. It was entertainment on both sides. Maybe Tom put his name on Vinny's dog. Gino, salute to you, brother. Glad you can make it in. We could all speculate, man. This ain't nothing, it's gonna be more talks about it, about different dogs, people just trying to get to the bottom of it and ultimately show you how to troubleshoot some shit. Let's say you gotta figure some shit out about your dog, you know what I'm saying, one day. Lil J, salute, brother. Salute. I just gave you an experience that was fucked up for me. Guys not standing up to the code and not having that integrity, and I ended up buying a dog that allegedly, was in the wrong hands and maybe had stopped or something. That's something that, that's not good. That's not something that you want to hear. Good thing I didn't have anything off that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Let me see who else I see. Bub Johnson, salute. Lil J, salute. I think I said Vernon Starr. Anyway, if I didn't, man, salute to your brother Cosmon. What up? Salute everybody. Anthony Curtis in the building. Let's see who else, man. I don't want to miss nobody, man. I don't want to miss my chat warriors, everybody that was keeping it lit. Jay, I see you. Small time, I see you. Quick FC, I see you, my brother. You know how we do, man. Yeah, that entertainment, man, musician, man. Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We got it in. Ain't nobody, we ain't tripping, man. People do good things with these dogs. We're just inspired. We want to know the stories. We want to know. We want to know this shit. We can't talk about today. One day we'll be able to talk about today. You know, that's why I like these old OGs, man. Salute the OG. We can talk about it. We ain't gonna go to jail for talking about your shit. You know, one day you're gonna find out how hard it was for us to cultivate and keep good dogs. You know what I'm saying? One day you'll learn. You know, it's just a little bit different, man. You know, some drones and shit taking yards down and shit. You guys gonna hear it all. You guys gonna hear it all. What we had to do to keep pushing that hard line and the scrutiny and, you know, through the height of hatred toward the breed and still able to cultivate good yards. You know, those people need to be saluted. Salute all of y'all that still got dogs today. Everybody in the community, smash that like button on your way out. You know how we do. I'm gonna roll up one on my way out, so I'm gonna be banging some of this hot heat, man. You know what it is, man. Salute. Much love to everybody. Get the magazine and let's get it.
What I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning. Cause you be singing like bullets in his body, he made it sound like gave it to him like he asked for it. And fucking with me is a mistake. And he started screaming like, hey, get the duct tape. I'm the man, you better ask for that guy. If you don't, you'll get robbed if you ask for that. And me taking the L don't sound right. You just try to make it sound like singing more than a church boy. There's only one option. Fuck with me, get hurt, boy. Bullets will fly. Cause I'm in the streets like street lights. When your moms get the news, you scream like. What I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning. Cause you be singing like. What I got up in my pockets, known to make mamas cry. Daily got it on me, try me, I let it. And let's talk about rats and what's the meaning. Cause you be singing like. We call you John Moran, pointing pistols in the sky, but trying to see a nigga live. I'm trying to see a nigga die. And you gon' die where you lie. Body hit the ground, soar into the sky. Yeah, niggas shooting at the ground, they shoot out the ceiling. Man, I started from the ground, now I'm through the ceiling. Body fall on the ground, hit him in the ceiling. Don't make me shoot into your car like I'm Mikey Williams. They don't make them like me no more, I'm like dead stock. I'll put an end to my beef, call that dead stock. These niggas ain't got motion like a dead clock. If you wanna know something about me, ask my dead eye. What I got up in my pockets, no to make my... Girl, you know I really need you. You know I really need you. I need you more. Girl, I need you. Girl, I need you. You know I need you more. Girl, you know I really need you. You know I need you more. And you know I need you. You know I need you. You know I need you more. You know I need you more. Girl, I need you more. Wake up, I can't eat without you. I can't even go to sleep without you. Can't remember days that I went without you. I was locked in this cell and I was thinking about you. You listen to me every time nobody listened to me. You had my back every time. You ain't never doubt. When I didn't have no money, you kept it around me. And every time I was broke, nobody came around me. I tried to leave, but I came back. Tried to leave, but you came back. I can't change that. All the time that I wasted, I can't get back. I tried to leave you plenty times, but I always came back. Girl, you know I really need you. You know I really need you. I need you more. Girl, I need you. Girl, I need you. You know I need you more. Girl, you know I really need you. You know I need you more. And you know I need you. You know I need you. You know I need you more. You know I need you more. Girl, I need you more.
20 pints, 60K, I spit that on mud. Got an addiction, I get high, I blew that on drugs. Please don't get all in your feelings, baby, I'm a thug. She stay fly, rockin' Christian Dior. I get high up off her energy. I swear, let Pure Magazine. And I get sick when I can't score. Watch that drink pour. Too much whiskey over icy, it can get you as a brain. I love you more. I'm on the floor. I pop an Adderall, I can't sleep, I can't snore. I can't secret drinking, popping pills. I swear when I'm high, baby, I love you more.
Girl, you know I really need you. You know I really need you. I need you more. Girl, I need you. Girl, I need you. You know I need you more. Girl, you know I really need you. You know I need you more. And you know I need you. You know I need you. You know I need you more. You know I need you more. Girl, I need you more.
$1,500 can't fit in my trousers. 200 of them bubble gums finna crop. Next week off top, I bleed the block and I pull up in a drop. Rockstar, I told heavy metal. I'm straight out the gutter by the sewer, yeah, the ghetto. Cold-blooded like Rick James. Yeah, I spit flames. Thanking God every day since this shit changed. Bismillah, yeah, I made it out. Giving attention, motivation, education, yeah, this shit game. Staying on my pivot, not to mention. Watch these hoes stay on your toes and never trust these bitches. I went from a cutlass to a fiscal. And I don't do the gram, baby, keep me out your mentions. I would never fold, I know niggas that done told. I got money in the attic, it's so old, it's about to mold.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I've been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them, Kurt Cobain.
In your section, I be reppin' while I'm flexing. 50,000 on my necklace, what's the question now? Kurt Cobain, I blew the brains in the drop head. Free my nigga out the feds, let me pop. I'm like propane. Yeah, I'm hot as a torch. Give me the ball, yeah, and watch how I scorch. 13 when I hopped off the porch. By 17, I was up on the court. I keep a weapon for protection. Don't get aggressive, I shoot like a missile. I'm trilled to the bone, all the way to the gristle. Kurt Cobain, yeah, suicide though. I'ma get it, sleet, hell, rain, or snow. Know I'm talking about sticking to the code, I don't know no other way. I'ma bleed the block, nigga, to God, open them gates, huh? Money, pound, ammunition, free that nigga long way. They call me streets, I'm really in these streets, like the song say.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I've been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes while she's hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them Kurt Cobain.